we with the A8 position kind of makes it tough for us if we get past the first round going into the quarters. But Saprissa is a good team, a very good team. So it's going to be it's a tough first draw for us. Having said that, if you look at the bracket, we don't face any Mexican clubs until the semifinals. So that makes it a little more. You got to take the good with the bad. We go into Costa Rica. We've played there before. We've won there, not against Saprissa, but in fact, last time we played there, we won and advanced to the Champions League final in 2015. So we're familiar with the stadium, we're familiar with the city, and looking forward to it.
I'm curious in terms of preparation. A difficult answer because we already talked about your coach coming in, Thierry Henry, how you're going to positively surround his staff. With this draw, how far down will you guys start to prep? Is it as simple as, I know coaches that are, I'm prepping for the next 90 minutes, let's see what the result is and then we'll go. I know guys that will look 5 fixtures down and have the backroom staff working. What does this look like on your end?
Listen, I'm not going to speak for Thierry, but we're going to start discussing this. So the sporting side is going to start discussing this as early as this week, as we get ready for training and understanding that you come in MLS season, you've got the Champions League and also the Canadian Championship that starts in July. It's a heavy load, and so a part of the planning is not just looking at your opponent and the bracket, but it's also understanding the MLS games and how the schedule shakes out. Because it makes for a very, very difficult first half of the season.
I have a question in terms of the organization itself. Amazing that you have the opportunity. Matt asked me, he said, about the teams here. I said, these are the champions of champions. You guys won the Canadian Championship. Did it reach a certain point in time in the season based upon the variables you were dealing with, where you kind of threw all your eggs into that basket to go after that?
You know what? We said when we made the coaching change late in the season, we gave ourselves 2 objectives when Wilmer Cabrera came in. One was making the playoffs, and the other one was winning the Canadian Championship. And we didn't manage to hit on both, but we won the Canadian Championship, which was a silver lining in an otherwise difficult season. We had a tough season this year with our key player Nacho being out for a good spell, and obviously not having our best lineup out there. But ideally we would have made the playoffs and advanced to Champions League by winning the Canadian Championship. We got 1 out of 2, and we're looking forward to it.
Health was something that Matt and I talked about. If your squad gets healthy and gets an outside back, you guys fly and can do amazing things. For the structure, the format, Toronto FC, if they win the MLS Cup this year, they don't get into this tournament. Do you agree with that?
Well, listen, I think it would be odd to have a TFC win MLS Cup and not advance. So it's an issue that CONCACAF will have to look at and see how they deal with this. Understanding that you've got more and more leagues in North America and Central America where teams are starting to take their place, and the key here is to have the best clubs in a tournament that allows them to battle for the CONCACAF Champions League. So I think it didn't happen that way, but had it happened that way, it would have been an odd circumstance.